Hi there, my name's Kushi. I am class of 2024 for the Bachelor's of Architecture program at Pratt Institute. I started in 2019 and then finished in 2024. It's been about 2 years since I've graduated. If you're looking for a more in-depth video about Pratt Institute as a school, then watch some other videos, but I'm just going to specifically talk about architecture at Pratt. I think number one, if you're looking to do more like science-based architecture, then Pratt might not be the place. So just keep that in mind, that it is an art school and they're gonna want you to be creative and have really high quality work, not in the sense of science and structural drawings and concrete drawings. Those are obviously important, but they really do care about narrative and what kind of story you're telling in your piece. As a high school student going into architecture, my opinion of, or my idea of what architecture was not that. I thought architecture or the program would be purely or mostly kind of science-based and physics, just kind of the basics of designing rooms and spaces and MEP drawings and that type of stuff. But there was so much emphasis on the creative aspect of architecture that a lot of that, the core kind of basics, were lost in the program, which is my kind of main critique. And I think finishing the program, being out of school, I think you have to know that if you want to go into architecture, doing steel drawings, construction drawings, MEP drawings, and you have to know in the real world, that is what they will want you to do, is skills in Rhino and Revit. More Revit. I don't think Rhino is as important. I think Revit is more important if you're trying to find architecture internships. Honestly, I stopped looking for jobs in architecture a long time ago. All of the manual labor that goes into architecture was so much that I lost track of actually designing. It was so much manual labor, and I get that that's a part of creating and designing, but you have to know that it's really demanding, especially when studio classes are twice a week. So much of what I wanted to get out of architecture was lost because of just the whole structure of the program. And I guess that happens to a lot of people in the art world. They'll be fine when they're just working independently, but the structure of school itself will just deteriorate your whole creative process and how you think, because everybody works at their own pace, and school just gives you deadlines and all this stuff that just makes you rush. I also think at Pratt you're expected to work in groups. Working with partners was just tough. I feel everybody does all-nighters, and I just wasn't that type of person. Everybody's gonna be pulling all-nighters in studio. Pratt, I feel it was a lot of international students and a lot of students from out of state. Everybody's here kind of just solely to be in architecture school. Not having a life outside of school was just really straining. So anyways, but that was kind of the culture that was encouraged at Pratt. And the program didn't land me any job. I'm the type of person who just wanted a basic stable job at the end of undergrad. If you're looking to do an accredited architecture program at in New York City, just know that you have other options City College, NYIT, same qualifications for the NAAB architecture licensing requirement, and you'll pay less. Anyways, yeah, that was kind of my rant on architecture at Pratt. Didn't land me a job, I don't know. I feel I learned a lot of life skills. I already did trips there when I was younger, but I just had this such fantasy idea of what New York City was and what it was gonna be for me. But if you're just looking to be in New York City, yeah, there's City College, there's NYIT, that also offer same accredited programs where you can still continue on and do architecture as a career and potentially work towards the license. And yeah, they'll cost you less and you'll still be in the city. Also, I think that if you already live or grew up in a city, I understand people who like are from suburbs and they want their like college experience to be in like a metropolitan city. It's really expensive to live there. Even when I was living off campus, it was just hard, like dealing with landlords, neighbors, roommates. So just know, like, if you are looking for like a city experience, don't get so brain fogged by New York City. It's not all that it's meant to be. Like, I think it's kind of the place where you would like go in for the day and then go back home at night. Like, I think it's better that way. It's gonna be a struggle if you're trying to live off campus and actually like live there if you're not like either rich or have like a big friend group or friend circle there. Then or if your family is not from there, it's like hard trying to make it in New York, and it's not really worth it if you already have like the city experience growing up. Anyways, that's kind of my video on Pratt. Think twice before you decide on Pratt because it is expensive. It's time consuming. People like myself have not landed a job after graduation. You have to have either connections or really good like communication skills, have like connections to be able to get like a job, but you're not guaranteed it. And also, like, there's really no kind of co-op or internship program at Pratt, so that's a drawback. But yeah, if you're looking to gain like actual experience, if you're looking to spend less money, Pratt may not be it.